Welcome to this Rainbow Six Siege Beginner's Crash Course. First, let's talk about what the game itself is about. Rainbow Six Siege is a competitive shooter with varying game modes being casual, unranked, ranked, and T-Hunt. Each game mode has certain objectives connected to it. Let's start off with T-Hunt, seeing how it is played versus computer. There are two ways to play this game mode. You can either play by yourself or with a team. There are three objectives you can do for T-Hunt, being first is bomb, second is hostage, and third being classic. I'll start with the one special to T-Hunt, being classic. Classic mode is where you are put on a random map and you have to defeat all the terrorists in the map. You can do this on one of three difficulties. You can do it on normal, hard, or realistic. Each mode increases the difficulty of the bots. Moving to casual, which also has hostage and bomb, but with secure instead of classic. Casual is the chill player v-player portion of the game that used to be just a bunch of people messing around and having fun. Speaking of people messing around, why don't we hop right into the most joking objective in Causal? That is hostage. Hostage is a game mode where defenders have to defend the hostage against the attackers who want to secure the hostage. This game mode is meant because you can kill the hostage and end the round with the enemy team winning. Knowing this, people usually hide behind the hostage for cover, knowing that if the misclicks, it's GG. A game mode that is only in casual and custom is secure. The objective is to secure a specific room in the round to win the round as an attacker. As a defender, your task is to prevent this. This game mode usually just consists of full rushes to OBJ as fast as possible. The last game mode in casual is bomb. Bomb is the only game mode in unranked and ranked too, but we'll get to those in a second. Bomb is where the defenders are guarding a bomb and the attackers have to plant a diffuser to defuse the bomb. This is the most strategic mode due to it taking the longest amount of time to do and how many strats have developed from it. Now going to unranked and ranked. Unranked is the more relaxed version of ranked, where people go to chill and also to practice for ranked. Unranked also has zero effect on your rank. Ranked is the serious part of the game. It is almost identical to unranked except for rank taking effect. In ranked you can only play with people within 1k points of yours. In order from worst to best, the ranks are currently copper, bronze, silver, gold, platinum, diamond, and champion. This means a diamond can't play with a copper and vice versa. Ranked and unranked consist of a ban phase, which lets you ban certain operators you don't want the enemy to play for an advantage. Ranked and unranked also have less maps than casual due to some MPS being heavily defender or attacker sided. Unlike in Causal, where it is first to 3 wins to win, in ranked it is first to 4 without overtime. However, if you both go 3-round wins and 3-round wins, then it is first to 5. Each map has a different layout, so therefore in ranked and unranked a different ban pattern. Each map also has cameras for intel. There are a total of 7 different cams on defense and offense. The attackers have only 2 types of cams. The basic one is drones. Drones are mobile cams used by the attackers when pushing to scope out a room. The other cam is for a specific operator called Twitch. Twitch has a special drone that can't jump but has a faster base speed than drones and also about 5 tasers. These tasers can do 10 damage to a defender, but are mainly used to destroy enemy team gadgets and also enemy cams. The defenders have 5 cams, 3 of which are operator specific. Starting with the basic cam that isn't operator specific is the basic cams. These cams are set in default locations around the map based on its layout. The defenders can use these cams, but can't move them around the map like drones or other cams. One of the other cams is a bulletproof cam. This cam is a secondary gadget that only certain operators can use. Couple of the operators with a bulletproof cam is Doc and Frost. These cams, as the name suggests, are bulletproof from the front. However, you can destroy them from the side or just melee them to destroy them. These are good for long hauls and common peak spots. The other 2 are operator specific. Those operators being Maestro and Valkyrie. Valkyrie has 3 small CMAS that she can place around the map for intel. These cams are small, but the second someone spots when it will get destroyed due to it not being bulletproof. The other operator specific cam is Maestro's cams, which are bulletproof. He has 2 bulletproof cams that he can rotate and shoot people or certain gadgets with. These cannot be destroyed like a basic bulletproof cam and can only be destroyed through an explosive or shooting it when the cam is open and zapping something. Show demo of this. Another defender with an operator-specific cam is Echo. Echo uses yokais that he can move around like drones and attach them to the roof, turning them invisible. They also can confuse the enemy, which can be used to deny plant or just mess with their vision and speed. The defenders also have an operator called Mozzie that hacks enemy drones to use against them. These cams provide important info that can make or break any game. However, there are 3 operators that can counter these cameras. The only defender that can counter them without shooting them is Vigil. Vigil's main gadget is the ability to go invisible to cams with only a certain type of signal disruption that is shown. Show demo. The other 2 are on the attack. The one that is like Vigil is called Knock. Knock has the ability to be invisible to cams too, except instead of the signal disruption signs it is a blur on the camera. Show demo. The last operator that can counter these cams without shooting them is Dokkaebi. Her first ability is to call the enemy to force them off cams. This also makes noise which can reveal their position. Her second ability is to hack the cams. If a defender dies while Doki is on the enemy team, then they will drop a phone. If Doki goes to that phone, she can hack it and get access to the defender cams. This uses the enemy intel against them, and the people watching the hacked cam can make the cam look a different direction on purpose so no defender can look at that cam. There are also other types of intel in this game too. One type of intel is limited but still works. This intel requires a smoke grenade and a certain op. The op is called Glass and attacking. Glass has the ability to see through smoke and see whoever is on the other side clearly. However, don't think that only Glass can do this. Even though Defense doesn't have smoke grenades, they do have an op that does what Glass does. His name is Warden. Warden, when he has his gadget active, is immune to flashes and can also see through smoke as well. Next we'll talk about Alibi, Lion, Lesion, Caveira, Pulse, IQ, and lastly Mute. Let's start with Lion and Alibi. Lion is an attacker that has the ability to scan moving targets around the map. You can counter this by simply not moving for the couple seconds it goes off. Alibi is a defender that has a soft counter that sets up fake versions of him that can't move. This means that when a Lion scan is going off, an Alibi trap is more likely to be shot and reveal the enemy position. Next, let's talk about Lesion, IQ, and Pulse. Lesion is a defender that can set up GU traps that when triggered do damage over time. This is a sound cue for teammates, but Lesion can see that his Lesion disappeared. Pulse is a defender that basically has wall hacks. When his gadget is deployed, he can see heartbeats through walls. IQ is a counter to both these operators. IQ is an attacker that can scan for any electronics. She isn't really an intel op unless against Pulse cause she can see his gadget or against someone on cams cause she can see their cams. She also see Vigil if his ability is activated as well. We have Mute and Caveira as well. Mute is not an intel op unless a drone or any gadget is jammed by his Mute jammers. He prevents drone from getting to certain places, which counters basic intel. Caveira is a roamer with a secondary ability called interrogation. When an attacker is down, she can interro them and reveal other enemy positions. This is one of the strongest intels in the game, but very hard to actually do. The final two intels are Jackal and Mira. Mira is a defender that can put one-way mirrors on reinforced walls to see into a room. Jackal is an attacker that can scan the footprints of where you have previously been and track pin you for a certain amount of time. Caveira is a counter to this with her silent step that makes her footsteps disappear and also won't ping her while she is in it. Without intel, people will have to rely on GameSense. GameSense is not something that I can exactly give you, but it is something that you should know about getting into Rainbow Six Siege. GameSense is knowing the layout of the map inside and out. GameSense is knowing common peak spots and common utility spots. GameSense leads to people being able to know when to spray through a wall to get an easy pick and when not to. IT is to know when and where to rush. Speaking of where to rush, let's talk about another important part of GameSense. Knowing where common reinforcement, rotation holes, and barricades are on the map. Reinforcing, barricading, and rotation holes are very important for defenders. They let them use their GameSense to the max. A bad rotation can lose an entire round. Same with a wrong barricade and reinforcement. Speaking of barricades and reinforcements, let's go to basic utility and special utility. Defenders and attackers both have different basic utilities. They all also have different special utilities. Let's talk about the basic utility of breaching charges. Breaching charges are a basic attacking utility used to breach walls. There are operators with different versions of these breaching charges. Breaching charges are the basic form and are a secondary gadget. They used on barricades, castle walls done by castle on doors, windows, unreinforced hatches, and soft walls. Ash has the ability to basically shoot a breaching charge to the same surfaces. Shot Isolage uses a sledgehammer on the same surfaces to pop them open, or also used to pop these surfaces. But the best shotty to use for opening openings is Buck's Skeleton Key. However, his skeleton key can't destroy a castle wall. Fuse doesn't destroy the surfaces, but he places a fuse charge that shoot out explosives into the room you place it on. Zofia uses a secondary defender gadget as one of her two gadgets. She uses the impact grenade. Impact grenades are used to make rotation holes between sites. C4 can also be used to open holes but are generally used to get a plant denial kill or a cheeky kill. Defenders can also use reinforcements that make it so any type of breaching charge cannot penetrate that wall. This is where three attackers come in to destroy these reinforced walls. The Air Maverick, Hibana, and Thermite. Maverick uses a blowtorch to make small hole to peek through. Hibana makes a small window-like hole in the reinforcements. Thermite makes breaching charge size holes on the reinforcement. There are counters to these three operators on defense. Cade, Bandit, and Mute. Mute, as stated before, jams the gadgets from being used. Bandit electrifies a reinforcement with one of his traps, and if a gadget is placed on that reinforcement, it will be destroyed. The same thing is true with Cade. But Cade's gadget can get multiple walls with one of his gadgets, and he can also get hatches with his where Bandit can't. There are attacker counters to these counters. They are IQ, Twitch, and Thatcher. IQ, as stated before, can see gadgets so she can go up or down one floor and just shoot them out. Twitch uses here tasers to destroy the gadgets. Finally, Thatcher uses an EMP grenade. The EMP grenade destroys all gadgets within its range. Yager has a chance of countering Thatcher as well as Fuse and any other type of grenade used. It can destroy smokes, explosives, flashes. Ying flashes, which shoot out flashbangs into three directions and makes her immune to flashes and no mad charges that launch the enemy backwards. Another basic attacker gadget is claymores. They are used to block off areas so enemies have a chance of dying from not paying attention and not seeing it. Gridlock is also an operator that can do rotation denial by setting up spiked barbed wire that damages defenders as they walk through it. Normal barbed wire only makes noise when you walk through it. Every operator in attacking has a grappling hook, but Amaro uses a faster grappling hook that lets her launch into windows faster than usual. She can also go up hatches. She can't enter castled off window though. Finga and Doc are an attacker and a defender that can heal. Rook also has armor that lets you get downed instead of killed. Downing someone means they can't move fast or fight back but can be raised by a teammate to get back into the fight. Duck can heal other people with his stim pistol while they're down to give them 75 health. Finka can give them temporary 25 health during resurrection, but after the temporary the earlier down person only has 5 health. I already stated Sophia's explosives, but she also has concussions. It is like Echoes but a little different. The defender Ella also has concussions that she can set up to concuss the enemy. Other trap ops include Frost, Lesion, Kapkan, Goyo and Smoke. Frost sets up welcome mats on floors that act like bear claw traps to grab enemy feet and down them. These are usually placed under windows. Lesion can combo this and kill them while they're down by having them get hit by one of his gusts that do damage over time and are almost invisible. Kapkan sets up explosive traps on doors and windows that when an enemy walks into them, they explode and hurt or kill them. Smoke uses smoke canisters that he throws and activates that prevents enemies from entering. Capitao also has an ability like this where he shoots an arrow of fire that stops defenders from entering in the passage he puts them in. Capitao also has arrow smokes too he can use. Neither of these can be countered by Yager. Goyo has the same fire ability but with shields. Shields are a secondary gadget that are used as shields. His shields are special by when you shoot the gas canister placed on them, they explode and produce the same type of fire Capitao has. Attackers also have shields but they are called shield ops. These shield ops are Blitz, Montagna, and Fuse. Let's start with Fuse. Fuse has the ability to run a shield, but he can also just run normal guns. His shield is like Blitz. But Blitz has the ability to flash people with his shield. Blitz also can run with his shield in front of him unlike Montagna and Fuse. Montagna's shield goes to his side when he runs, but he can do a full extend to his shield. This covers his whole body, but he can't shoot while doing this. Undefense Clash is a type of shield op, but she can't shoot with her shield out. She has to put the shield on her back and shoot. However, her shield, like Montagna, is fully extendable, but unlike Montagna's shield, it can shock people. She is countered by just hitting her shield and shooting her legs or catching her without her shield out. Blackbeard on attacking has a shield of sorts. He has a breakable shield on his gun that can save him from a couple of hits to the forehead. He has 2 of these shields, but they are easily breakable. The final operator he'll be talking about and the last one we have left on the roster as of right now is Tachanka. Tachanka is a defender that also has a shield on his gun. But he has a special type of gun. He can set up a mounted LMG with a shield on it that can absorb more bullets than Blackbeard's and at the same time hold more ammo per clip. However, he can't move around the map and shoot on this at the same time. He has to pick it up to move it around. With all these operators, teamwork is essential to the game. There are combos you can do with each operator that as you play the game you will learn about. There is so much more stuff in Rainbow Six Siege that can't be explained in a video such as this one. So I suggest you get on HTE Game and play it yourself to learn more. How colonization in Rainbow Six Siege and effects of colonization in real life. Rainbow Six Siege was a fun game with only 2 game modes for PvP. It had casual and ranked. It didn't matter what rank you were, casual was always a meme. People would do dumb things just for fun in it. Nobody really tried in casual. Ranked is where everybody tried and before going into rank they'd play Thunt. Things went like this for a decent time until something happened. People who sweated in rank started going into casual to sweat too. This made the game not friendly. New players are just plain casuals. The casuals just put up with it. But the newcomers started to stop playing. This is a problem for Ubisoft because this means they are starting to lose money due to sweats in casual. The newcomers wanted a welcoming place where they were not wrecked every time they'd play and not be able to learn, and Ubisoft wanted to keep them playing the game. Ubisoft decided to make a new game mode due to this. It was called Newcomers. This pleased the newcomers, but there was still a small problem with the sweats. However, like with the book Things Fall Apart says, what is good among one people is an abomination with others. Chinua Achebe, Things Fall Apart. The newcomers game mode was going great at first until Smurfs started playing it. Newcomers started becoming worse than casual with sweats. Newcomers didn't welcome newcomers anymore, instead it just ruined their experience more. This caused Ubisoft to start to panic a little due to new players leaving due to the toxicity in the game. Finally, they were forced into a corner. They had to do something and do it fast or else they'd start losing even more newcomers into the game. As of this season, they decided what to finally do. They decided to make a game mode called Unranked. This wouldn't really prevent smurfing, but you got more EXP when playing it. Some more smurfs went into it as soon as they could so they could get to the level needed to play ranked. This caused casual to cool down with sweats too. Ubisoft thought they killed 2 birds with 1 stone. However, it just made sweating in casual worse. Since the unranked setting was ranked without affecting ranked statuses, more sweats went into it. But even more started sweating into casual. Casual now is a cesspool of just sweating. There is no fun in it anymore. There is no just playing for fun. It is play to win or just not playing. Ubisoft thought this would make everything worse, but somehow it didn't. The new unranked game mode was the new casual. People didn't sweat in it as much. They just goofed around, but not as much as the good old days. This did come at a cost that is still here today. That cost is leaving match. Since it is treated as casual, was people will just leave matches randomly. However, when they leave the match, they get a ban for not staying in the team, won't get a new person like they did get in casual. This caused a lot of games to become 3v5 or 4v5 really quick. As some people leave the unranked matches, their bans grow longer and longer. This causes them not to be able to play as much. This is how colonization works. As I just stated, the sweats colonized over casual. So, Ubisoft tried to fix it by creating a place to sweat which was colonized by the casuals, but at a cost of a temp ban for leaving the game. Don't think that colonization doesn't happen today either. Like how in Rainbow Six Siege where sweating in casual matters to actually be decent for ranked in the real world. Britain's colonial control in Africa is important to keep the British economy safe. The British government, if it wants to end its colonial control, could do the same for all illegal monies coming out of Africa. But it will not do so because a huge part of the British economy depends on it. Rainbow Six Siege is done with its colonization within itself for right now. Colonization still happens today. Again with the quote from Things Fall Apart, what is good among one people is an abomination with others. Chinua Achebe. Things Fall Apart shows that even though the colonization in Africa looks good to Britain's economy, it is an abomination to Africa's people themselves. Colonization isn't something to take lightly. It is something that needs to be dealt with because like it did in the past and is doing now, it hurts the people on the other end of it.